Hey, my name's James Nicholson. Welcome to my channel. Let's talk about stamp duty. The mini budget has just happened and I want to dissect what's happened here and what it means for you as a property investor and maybe someone that's looking to buy a new property in the very near future. Also, what does it mean for those of you that have got deals going through at the moment? Because there's been a ton of you commenting on my previous video that I did about the stamp duty holiday that we're talking about here right now. So if you are interested in property investing, this channel is all about my investment journey. I'm currently building my portfolio out at the moment and I want to invite you along on the journey. You see, we're going to share the good, the bad and the ugly. One of the ugly things is that I just completed on a deal 2 weeks ago and I paid $9.5 for stamp duty that possibly could have been around $4.5, which is a little bit frustrating, but that's what it is, right? But we're also building a portfolio for my two daughters. We've got Georgia, who's 21. We've just got 2 deals so far this year, which is really good. And in fact, we toured those deals and you can see all about those on the channel. And we're building a portfolio for my little baby Amelie. So take that finger of power, turn it round, smash that subscribe button, guys. Go on, do it now. Smash the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and you will find all the good, the bad and the ugly about property investing. Well, the mini budget's happened. I told you it was going to happen. You knew that anyway, right? You probably watch the news as much as I do. And today they have cut stamp duty significantly. Now, if you are a personal buyer and you're not buying for an additional property, you wouldn't pay stamp duty if the property was valued at less than 125 grand. Well, they've doubled that today to £250,000, which is great news, right? That's really good news for people that are looking to move. That will put some momentum in the market. Now, that is a permanent change. That's a permanent change. They've doubled that threshold, which is really, really good. And that's going to mean that the market will keep moving. And that's what we want to do. It doesn't matter if the prices go up or down, but we need to keep the market moving because there's lots of businesses that are really impacted by the property market. So I think that was a very good decision there. I need to look down because I've got a few different stats and I want to make sure that I get these right for you guys. So that would mean that if you were buying a 250 grand house, you'd probably save around £2,000, which is pretty good. Now, first time buyers, now they have got a even better deal. So this is someone that's just buying either first time or maybe they're looking to move property. So it's just their primary residence. It's not an additional property. There'll be no stamp duty on that one. So that doesn't impact investors too much, but we're going to cover what does. So first time buyers, you were previously not paying stamp duty up to a value of £300,000. Now that's gone up to 425, which is pretty good, particularly for people in the southeast of England. Obviously up north, you could buy a huge estate for that kind of money. But in the south, in London, you might only be looking at a flat, right? And so that means affordability is suddenly really, really good for you guys now. So that's a very, very positive thing here. Now, what I want to look at is how does this impact investors? Well, this stamp duty holiday isn't quite as good as for investors as it could have potentially been, right? And so investors, people buying additional properties, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree, this is fair enough, we are still going to be paying stamp duty. However, one of the first thresholds, which does cover a lot of investment properties, has just been increased significantly. So we are able to now only pay 3%. Let's just check this against the old deal. So you can pay 3% stamp duty up to 250 grand, right? And on the old deal, that would have been up to £125,000, right? So now that will reduce your stamp duty bill. So on the old deal, if you were buying a house between 125,000 and 250,000, you would have been paying 5%, and that's what I've just paid for a property that I purchased in Dorking. So if I'd completed today or tomorrow or next week, my stamp duty bill would have gone from 5% down to 3%. So those of you guys that have got deals that are going through the legals at the moment, this is going to help save you a few quid, right? Which is a good thing. So my stamp duty bill would have gone from 9.5 grand down to, I don't know, 5,000 something, which would have been nice to have that extra £3,000 or £4,000 in my pocket. But it is what it is. I've done the deal and you can't worry about that stuff. In fact, I bought below market value, so I've already made a few quid that way. So it still comes in roundabouts. So this new stamp duty threshold is slightly better. So for landlords, and that's who I think is primarily watching this channel, what this means is you're going to pay 3% up to the 250. So that's a good deal, right? And that is a good deal. Now, one thing that I was considering here, does this make it beneficial to move personal properties into a limited company? This could be the time to start looking at that, and maybe some landlords will start looking at that as an option, because I've got a ton of properties in my personal name. I know a lot of people do. A lot of people are leaving the market because it's not very tax efficient to have properties in your personal name, right? So what they do is they move them into a limited company, but that means you've got to pay stamp duty. So if you can pay 3% rather than 5%, potentially for some of you guys watching this, this could be the time to do that. Now, what other things are there in there? Pretty much not really that much. It's really only impacting, where this really comes into effect, is properties under £250,000. That's a good thing. For first-time buyers, obviously up to the 425, that's a good thing as well. But what do you think about this? What do you personally think about this new stamp duty thing? I think it's a good thing. I think anywhere that people can save tax is good. But the reason I believe it's a good thing is I think that it's just going to keep some transactions going. Some people that maybe put off buying because of stamp duty and all of this kind of stuff, they might now continue with transactions. And some people will look at this and say, now's the time that I'm going to buy, because I want to get that property and I want to take advantage of that stamp duty discount that's there. Because while they say it's permanent, things do change. As we know, governments can change things at any time. So I just want to see if there's anything else that I need to cover on that for you guys. Not really. I think that's pretty much it. So stamp duty has changed. It's dropped from 5% to 3% up to the value of £250,000. I think that's great. I think that's good for me personally. That's the area that I focus on myself. I'm an investor. Most of my properties I'm buying below 250,000. I've got properties that are worth more, but my purchase price has always been below £250,000. So that's going to save me a few quid. That can be more money to go towards a renovation or something like that. So that's it. I wanted to get that news out there first. Hopefully this is one of the first videos on YouTube. Do give me a quick like on there. Do let me know your opinion. What do you think? Do you think this will keep the market going? Or is it not enough with the interest rates going up? I don't know. Who knows? But do check out all my other videos on the channel as well, including this one right here.